Hello, my name's Luna, and I'm a 34-year-old businesswoman. I want to tell you about my business career and my journey to become one of the biggest blooming entrepreneurs, along with the most defining event of this entire journey. First, let me introduce you to my husband, Derek, and my sister-in-law, Melanie. I met both of them in college. Both of them were in a few of my elective classes in my freshman year. Derek was my age and Melanie was 2 years older than me. Funnily enough, I didn't even realize until after Melanie graduated that the two of them were siblings. I just thought they were best friends for a really long time and coincidentally happened to have the same last names. After Melanie graduated, Derek and I began to hang out a lot together. That was the start of our relationship. I also don't know why I never saw Derek in a romantic manner, but I guess having Melanie around made me see him more as a friend than a romantic partner. Anyway, we began seeing each other romantically and Melanie was more than happy for us. After we graduated, we moved in together and we began to focus on our careers. Neither of us had the best luck with finding great paying jobs, but we managed to find jobs that allowed us to live sort of comfortably. Melanie, on the other hand, had a much better lifestyle because she did her master's in a much more niche field that allowed her to get high-paying jobs. No matter what went on in our lives, the three of us always made it a point to meet each other once a week on the weekends. Nothing changed, and we were still a really great group of friends. Eventually, I began to visit Melanie at her mom's, Sophia's place, because Melanie still lived there. She thought it was cost-effective for her and her mother did not want to be alone. Sophia did not like me from the start. She made that very apparent in the way she was always passive-aggressive towards me, either through her words or through her actions. Of course, Derek and Melanie would stand up for me as best they could, but nothing ever stopped Sophia. So I just learned to let her insults roll off of me instead of letting them affect me. About 6 years after graduating, Melanie and I began to talk about starting our own business venture. We both noticed how trashy the business environment was in our part of town because of the lack of proper transportation facilities. We had always wanted to start a business together because together we had the best of every skill set we needed to run a successful business. Thankfully, Derek was more than supportive of both of us. So for the next year and a half, Melanie and I poured all of our free time into research and planning for a new business opportunity that we could seize. We made a lot of calls and made a lot of decisions, and finally, we had to take care of the financial aspect of it all. We sorted through it all, and one day we finally made our first investment in the business, buying a place to run the business from. Of course, we wanted to share the good news, so the first person we thought it was apt to tell was Sophia. Melanie and I spent an entire day cooking together, and finally, when it came time to dinner, Sophia asked us about what had been going on. "So, what have you girls been talking about in whispers for so long?" "Well, we called for this dinner tonight because we have decided to start a business together." "What? What are you talking about?" "We realized that a lot of goods take a lot of time to get delivered in our area, so we were thinking of opening a logistics business. Plus, once we make enough profits, we plan on opening up a bunch of warehouses." "And where did you, or do you, plan on getting your capital from?" "Well, Melanie has a bunch of money saved up, and Derek and I have tried our best to match it. Hopefully that will be enough." "So you're just robbing my daughter?" "She just said that she matched my contribution. What are you talking about, Mom?" "She said she tried her best to match it. That doesn't sound like she matched it. I will divide our profits in a manner that will pay Melanie back whatever extra she contributed." "That will only happen if you're successful. What if you're not? How do you plan on giving back to my daughter?" "I doubt that the business will even not be successful. All I'm hearing is that you're stealing my daughter's hard-earned money." "Mom, I'm a grown woman and I'm perfectly capable of making my own decisions. I know what I'm doing by starting this business with Luna, and I don't need your judgment right now. You either support me or keep quiet. Fine, whatever. But don't come crying to me when you realize that you've been robbed." That genuinely hurt. I know I just said I learned to let her insults roll off my back, but hearing how low she thought about me was insulting beyond belief. Derek also had a private talk with Sophia about how she hurt me, but she did not seem to care at all. Melanie apologized a ton for her mother's behavior, but I told her she had no reason to apologize for her mother's behavior. We eventually moved on. I decided to focus all my time and energy on the business and growing it. I was going to prove to Sophia that I was better than anything she could have ever imagined. Melanie contributed the same amount of time and energy as I did, and before we knew it, we were slowly but surely growing into a big business. We practically had a huge monopoly in the market. We were doing pretty well when we got nominated by our city's biggest business community for an award that would honor us as the best startup. Melanie and I didn't want to make a big deal out of it at first. We were too scared about jinxing it. About a month after we got nominated, we heard that we got selected and that we were invited to the event with +1s. Melanie and I were beyond excited that our hard work had paid off so well. Derek was also super ecstatic about the award for me, and he was going to be my +1. As for Melanie, we weren't sure about who she would take. I suggested it to her mother, but she seemed on the fence about it. She did not like how Sophia treated me, and she did not want me to feel belittled on a day as big as that. But I managed to convince her to invite her mother because, while she had been rude to me, she had been the most supportive of Melanie. So we hosted a dinner at our place and invited both Sophia and Melanie over when Sophia asked us about the business. Now, usually we never entertained questions about the business from her because she tended to be especially cruel towards me. But that night, we counted on it so we could give her the good news. So, how's the business going, girls? Well, it's actually going. Did I ask you to speak? Well, you kind of addressed both of us, so I thought, well, you thought wrong. Anyway, sweetie, how's work? Mom, I don't appreciate the way you're treating Luna. She's my equal in this business, and you need to treat her with the respect she deserves. Sure, my bad. I was only trying to look out for you. I just don't want her to swoop in and steal what was yours to begin with. The business was not mine to begin with. We co-founded the company, and we are equal partners in this. You have to treat her right. She has nothing to steal from me. Look, I don't care about all that equality stuff. All I care about is your business running well so my daughter gets to reap the benefits. I can assure you that she's getting her fair share of everything. Anyways, as for the business, that has also been doing really well. Oh, really? Yeah, in fact, what is it? Just spit it out already. We got selected by the city's biggest business community for the best startup. We're going to receive an award. What? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, is this going to be a big event? The biggest? Yeah, we each get to bring +1s, and since Luna is taking Derek, I was thinking I could take you, because you've been my biggest supporter so far. Oh my God, yes, of course I'll come along. I want to see my beautiful daughter get recognized for all her hard work. Well, I'm not the only one who worked hard. Luna did the same amount of work as me, if not more. I'm sure you did way more than you're letting on. Anyways, what's the dress code? It's a black tie event, so feel free to dress as fancy as you can. Was I even talking to you? Can you just let me appreciate my daughter? Look, Mom, you either respect Luna or I will rescind my invitation to you. Fine. Good job, Luna, and I'm sorry for being so mean. Is that enough? That's a start for sure. Honestly, I was upset once again, and even though I knew that Sophia did not mean her apology in any way, at least she said the word sorry. I didn't think she was even capable of saying that word. So for her to say it, even if it was just for Melanie's sake, made me feel a bit better. The rest of that month was spent working and figuring out how we wanted to dress for the big event coming up. Finally, on the day of the event, all 4 of us showed up looking our absolute best. I was honestly really impressed at how we all pulled through. I greeted Melanie, and she told me that she was going to go talk to some other people she knew at the event. So I next greeted Sophia. Hi, Sophia. So glad you could make it. Of course, like I said before, I'm here for her. As long as she's happy, I don't really mind. Don't try to be nice to me right now. I know deep down inside you hate me. Why in the world would you think that? Are you being serious? I treat you like you aren't even worth a glance. How could you not hate me? I don't hate you, nor do I love you. I mean, you give me more than enough reason to not like you either. Just like you, I'm only looking out for Melanie's best. You shouldn't even be getting this award. Yes, I know that you think that I don't do nearly as much work as Melanie. You made that very clear last time. I don't just think that. I know that you don't do that much work. Look, everything we do, every decision that has been made, everything has been documented. We have a healthy business because everything's so transparent. That's literally one of the biggest reasons we're even getting this award. You can think what you want. It won't affect me in any way. You think you can get away with it, but trust me, I will show you your place. What are you even talking about? Nothing you do is going to take away the fact that we're getting this award. I know about the hard work that I put into this business. Even Melanie knows it, which is why she stayed with the business through the ups and downs. Oh, cry me a river. Melanie is your best friend, which is why she will have your back no matter what. I'm her mother. I can see what she can't, and I can clearly see you exploiting her and taking credit for all the progress. You know what? I don't think I want to ruin this beautiful day by staying any longer in this conversation with you. I'll see you later. Sophia really had a knack for ruining special days, and she knew just how to do it in the most painful way ever. I didn't understand what exactly she had against me when we both shared at least one common goal, wanting the best for Melanie. Instead of dwelling on my thoughts, though, I decided that I wanted to socialize. So for a good portion of the night, after I grabbed Derek's arm and we went around talking to anyone who we thought seemed interesting. Before the award show started, everyone was requested to be seated at their allotted tables. That meant that the four of us were sitting together. I usually would have had no problem with it, but after having heard Sophia's words to me, I wanted nothing to do with her. Regardless, I tried my best to be civil. About halfway through the award show, Melanie and I were approached and we were told to go backstage because we would be announced in 15 minutes. Melanie got up first and almost skipped over to the door that led backstage in her excitement. I got a bit delayed because Sophia stopped me and handed me a wrap package. She told me it was an apology gift that she carried because she wanted to make things right, but before she could be nice to me, she had already said something very mean. I took that as an apology and accepted it. When I got backstage, I opened the package to see that it was an eyeshadow makeup palette. It was from a pretty pricey brand, but none of the colors suited my outfit, so I didn't wear it. Melanie saw it and decided that she needed to touch up her makeup since the colors suited her outfit. I was honestly just touched that Sophia made an actual effort to mend our relationship, and I made a mental note to make sure that I wore the makeup the next time I visited her. Finally, we were called on stage and we received our awards. Melanie was asked to give a speech, and as she was speaking, I began to notice her face getting blotchy and red, and I saw her eyes start to tear up. She quickly ended her speech and ran off stage. I took one look at her face and realized that she may have been having an allergic reaction, so I gave her an over-the-counter allergy medicine to keep the effects at bay. It was then that Sophia barged into the backstage room, looking as if she was ready for a fight. "What did you guys do? Melanie? What's happened to your face?" "It's all okay. I gave her one of my anti-allergy pills. It'll take a while before the boils start to disappear, but if in the next hour or so the rashes don't go down, then we'll take her to the ER. "I'm sure this is your fault. You knew what you were doing when you sabotaged my daughter." "Excuse me? Why would she even sabotage me?" "She's jealous that she has to share her success with you, that's why." "I'm confused. First, you think that I'm exploiting your daughter, and now you think I'm jealous of her? Does that really make any sense to you?" "Mom, I need you to stop freaking out about this and just let me recover. We don't even know what caused this. Maybe I was stressing out too much about this event and my skin erupted in boils and rashes. Surely you couldn't have been more stressed out about this event than you have been about big business meetings we've had." "Yeah, I honestly don't know what this is all about." "I do. And so does Luna, which is why I know she sabotaged you, Melanie." "What on earth are you talking about?" "What I'm talking about is how you knew something was wrong with the makeup palette I gave you, so you switched it with Melanie so she would be embarrassed instead of you." "You tampered with the makeup? What is wrong with you?" Don't act all surprised, Luna. I told you that I'd be putting you in your place. You're psychotic. Right, and you're the one that gave that makeup I gave you to my daughter. Sophia, you gave me an eyeshadow palette with colors that don't even go with my outfit. They're all present in Melanie's dress. Why on earth would I use makeup then? No, you know what, Mom? I've had enough of you. I've put up with all your mean comments about Luna only because she asked me to. Hell, she was the one who told me to invite you as my +1 to begin with. There's no need to lie about that. My opinion of her isn't going to change no matter what you say. I don't care. My opinion of you changed the day that Luna entered our lives and I saw the way you treated her. Nothing is more shameful than telling someone that you're my mother. You take that back right now, miss. Why should I? Which woman would voluntarily want to see the downfall of another woman all because they had some personal and petty vendetta against her? You're insane. I want nothing to do with you. Sweetie, you can't do this. Watch me. Come on, Luna. Let's go to the ER. I don't know what my mom put in there, but I'm sure it can't be good. Thankfully, there was nothing seriously wrong with whatever Sophia had used to tamper with the makeup. The doctor did ask Melanie to stay the night in the hospital so that she could stay under observation. Melanie obliged and I stayed with her. After that, though, Melanie wanted nothing to do with her mother. Sophia tried calling and texting her a million times, but Melanie simply blocked her. She even moved out of Sophia's place and found her own place to live in. Things quietened down with Sophia and none of us heard much from her until one day, about 1 month after everything went down, Sophia called me. Hello? Hey, Luna, how you doing? I don't really think you care, nor do I want to talk to you. Are you calling for an emergency? Oh, come on, Luna, don't be so rude to me. Look, I really don't have the time or mental capacity to deal with you right now, so I'm just going to hang the phone up. No, wait. I just needed to know how Melanie was doing. Oh, why don't you just call her and ask her? I would, but I think she blocked me. And you thought that it was a good idea to come ask me about her after you found out that she doesn't want to have anything to do with you? Can you not be a jerk for 1 second? I'm trying to be nice and civil with you right now. Oh, wow, it's almost as if that was exactly what I did every time I met you so far. Ugh, you're impossible. This is why I wanted you to be humiliated. You deserve to be knocked down a peg. Are you seriously not regretful about what happened? Have you learned nothing? I'm only regretful that I didn't think properly about which makeup to pick for you, and that Melanie ended up using it. If I could go back in time and correct that mistake, I would. You have some nerve to call me and ask me about Melanie, only to crap all over me again, knowing that the biggest reason Melanie isn't talking to you is because of how you treat me. Only because you brainwashed her into thinking this way. So, I brainwashed her into being a decent human? I don't think that's bad, huh? No, you brainwashed her into just accepting what you want to give her. I just wanted that one night to prove to Melanie that you're not anything like you seem. And how exactly would I have reacted to my face breaking out according to you? I don't know. You would have made a scene that would have repercussions. Oh, so you wanted me to freak out so badly that I impacted the company that your daughter and I worked so hard to build. Don't you think that's a bit counterintuitive to what you wanted all along for your daughter? Whatever. You only like to twist my words. Could you just tell Melanie that I want to talk to her? Sure, but I will be blocking you too after this because I want nothing to do with you either. If Melanie doesn't reach out, I don't care. Goodbye now. Of course, I didn't want to tell Melanie about the call I received from Sophia, but I knew that it would be the right thing to do, only for me, because telling her would mean me not having anything on my conscience, but also for Melanie. She deserved to at least know that her mother made an effort to get back in contact with her. When I told Melanie about the call, she scoffed. She told me she would have considered talking to her mother again if the conversation had gone at least a little apologetic on her part. Part of me was kind of relieved that Melanie still had my back. I mean, I did not want to be the reason that the two of them had a bad relationship. Yet at the same time, I did realize just how much Sophia was beginning to affect me and my mental health. As for our business, Melanie and I are only doing better and better. We keep getting new clients and we're planning on expanding the business soon. My husband and I are finally able to live comfortably and gone are the days where we knew struggles. Melanie and I have gotten a lot closer since things went down with her mother. I became a shoulder for her to lean on, and I tried my best to be there for her in the way that she wanted me to. It's been about 6 months since everything went down, and Sophia did show up at my door once since then. She begged me to make things all right between her and Melanie, but not even 4 minutes of conversation with her, and she would resort back to insulting me. I told her to never contact us again, or we would file a restraining order against her. Funnily enough, she never actually approached Melanie in the way that she approached us. Anyway, I have no idea what has been going on with Sophia, but all I know is that we are all living happier and much freer lives without her. Things are finally looking good for us, and only those who are truly there to support us are kept near. Everyone else gets the boot. Thank you for listening to me.